Alright, YouTubers, welcome back. My name's Dave.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Like always, a newfound do-it-yourself, do it right. Well, I got my Honda hat on. It's been a while. I also got my Coastal Empire Moto shirt on. For those of you that don't know what that means, it means if I'm wearing my Honda hat, it means I'm going to work on a Honda. And Coastal Empire is a vintage bike shop here in Savannah. So, yeah. Let's turn some wrenches on an old Honda. I got some new things I need to show you. Some new toys. Not going to review them, just going to show you. Review videos would be later, so. Let's get into it. So after sitting for 3 years, basically, I left this bike here because my girlfriend said she was going to ride it. And she ended up not really riding it very much. So you can imagine what happens when a bike sits for 3 years. The gas tank is turned super dirty on the inside. I'm going to get some Evapo rust. Clean that bad boy out. The carburetors, same thing. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I just didn't put Stay-Bil in the gas tank. So, yeah, those are disgusting and dirty. And then, let's see. Oh, regulator rectifier needs to be replaced. I did get it running last summer. I came down for a weekend. I was like, what the heck? I pulled the carburetors off. I got the carburetors clean enough to get it to start. And that was about it. And then I realized, oh crap, the regulator rectifier is not doing the regulator rectifying thing, and I blew the headlamp. And I think a blinker. We'll have to figure that out, because right now it also needs a battery.
God damn it.
And, you know, an oil change. And if that's not enough for you guys, the front brake caliper is hanging up. So I know there's corrosion on the inside of there. So I'm going to have to pop this out, squeeze the handle, get that puck out of there, clean that puck up, and hopefully that fixes the issue there. After I make a big, huge mess with brake fluid on my new lift. Brake fluid's corrosive to paint, just if you guys didn't know that. So that's going to be nice. That's a good way to break the new lift in. Just get brake fluid all over it. So first things first, what do we got to do? Well, I'm going to take the tank off, set that to the side because I don't have a Evapo rust. The battery's going to stay in it even though I know I need a new one. I'm just going to try to use the jumper, my jump box, to get her to turn over. My goal is to build up this set of carburetors that are sitting right here. Switch out the carburetors, get the new one carburetors on, switch out the regulator rectifier that is right here because I had to buy a new one because this one has an upgraded regulator rectifier from Rick's. Didn't know that until last summer when I came down with a regulator rectifier. Well, actually it was last fall, and it was the wrong one after I got to looking at it. So I got a new regulator rectifier. It's going to go in. Tank is nasty. I'm going to pick up my auxiliary tank, hang it from the ceiling, try to see if I can get this thing to pop and boom and run and sound like it used to, because this bike, believe it or not, in the sad shape that it is right now, this bike was a really good running, strong CB360, and I hate to see it sitting in this condition right now. So let's actually start doing some work and stop talking about it. All the parts. I'm not going to bore you with showing you the whole build up, put this here, put this jet there, blah blah blah. I just not. There's so many videos on Facebook about building these carburetors up, but I do want to go over a couple of things that I see a lot of people forget, mess up, don't pay attention to. I don't know. I'm on Facebook pages and people are always asking questions, and I say, hey, did you check this? Hey, did you check that? Most of the time the answer is no, because I'm usually given the obscure problems and other people are just telling Ooh, that's still dirty. I'll have to clean that out. See, this is why I'm not going to show the whole thing. Anyway, so when cleaning carburetors, take everything apart, obviously. All the passages need to be clear. Everything's got to be out, all your jets. Because what's the point of leaving dirty jets in there? It's not going to get clean even in ultrasonic cleaner. It's not going to get all the way down in there. It's not going to clean all these little jets, okay? Second thing, when you have all these jets out, look through them. Make sure you can see. Make sure you can blow. Make sure you can see through all the little holes. I usually have my air compressor going. I blow them out, get all the water out of them. Boom, bing, bang, boom. Second thing with these carburetors, the diaphragms. So that's one reason why I'm going to have to can some parts off from there. The diagrams on these, diaphragms, not diagrams, diaphragms, they rip. And if this is ripped, it's not doing the up and down thing the way it's supposed to with the spring and the suction and the compression. You know, it's not going to work because it's letting air through. So that's basically garbage. I have another set here. I don't really like these because these are kind of, they're really stiff.
That's what she said.
So I'm going to check the ones that are on the carburetors that it's on the bike, and I'll flip-flop, I'll make a decision to see which one I'm going to use. Alright, so if that's not enough, when you're cleaning these, you got to make sure these 3 holes here, 1, 2, and 3 over here, you got to make sure that those passages are clear. Those passages are just as important as these down here, as your jets. You know, you got to make sure all the passages are clear. Lastly, and I think this, well, let me find the one. These carburetors, they're pretty finicky, not gonna lie. But once you've worked on them a bunch, it's not that difficult. But there's a lot of places to where you can lose vacuum and suck air and throw the carburetors off, and then you're chasing your tail when you got the bike all together and it's not running right. One of the things that I've found, and it happens a lot, is this little thing right here. This is where your throttle is. You see how you can see the throttle turning? Shouldn't be able to see that. That means air and fuel and everything can get through there. Okay? There should be a cap, a plug that goes over this. Just like this one right here. See how that one's capped? You can't see it. See? Capped, plugged, sealed off. So I'm gonna have to order a set of seals to go in this carburetor. Now, can I get the bike running? Yes. Will it run? Yes. Is it gonna run to its tip-top ability? No. But I can get it set up on the bike. I can reach them. Teep, 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 teep. Did it on the last blue bike that I rebuilt. You can see the playlist. I'll put it over here. So that's something I'm going to have to order. I get them from Common Motors. So enough of that. I'm going to sit here with some tunes on, re-putting this carburetor together. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna bore you with that because it's pretty tedious. So I'll bring you back when the whole carburetor's together and when I'm gonna yank the carburetors off the bike. Alright, now that I got the tunes turned down so I don't get any copyright strikes, got the old set of carburetors off, sitting here. I got to can 2 things off from it. And if you guys don't know what can means, it means I'm going to controlled exchange. I'm going to cannibalize parts. So these stink. I can smell the old fuel in them. I didn't realize that these have Allen head screws in them, so that's you know, that's always fun. You gotta come over here and dig and find Allen wrenches that fit. Yay. I don't know, maybe this one, I don't know, we'll see. But I need to take the slides with the diaphragms, hopefully they're good. And I also need the idle adjustment. The idle on this guy, ones that I'm putting together, when you bolt it in there, the thing is not free, and I've struggled with it and pried on it and got pliers out and tried to get it to loosen up, and it's just not loosening up, so I'm gonna have to steal it. Ugh, stinky fuel. I'm gonna have to steal it off from this one. Oh, look at this. And this one also has Allens for the bowls. It's totally unexpected. I don't remember having to deal with Allens. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rob these parts and get ready to put this back on. Get the carburetors back on. I probably should go ahead and order new carb boots. Should do the right thing anyways. Order carb boots. But I'm not going to do the right thing now. Not right now anyways. These are easy enough to take on and off, although you saw me struggle with the throttle cable. That's always fun. So this guy just, oh boy, hopefully, okay, there we go. This just threads out, which this is going to be a disaster trying to thread this thing back in with the spring. Oh, I really wish I could have got that thing broken loose. It literally just pivots in there. But it's seized up, man. It is not happy. I've never had one of these. I've never had one of these do this before. It's so crazy. Let's try one more time. Let's get the old lineman pliers on. Let's see what lineman pliers do. Yep, still nothing. Just marring up the surface. That I don't know. So I'm gonna do that and get back with you. All right. So one thing I want to show you. I got one side put back together, and I always do this test. Take your mouth on that hole there, and you blow in there. Okay. And what you're doing is you're making the slide on the inside go up, and then that spring on the inside should shove that thing back down. Up, down, right? This one's super lazy. Hear it? Takes a while. It goes roo-ree. Kind of stutters. Not gonna work. Gonna take it back out, clean out the slide on the carburetor side, clean out the slide that's actually going up and down, and we're gonna go from there. If that's lazy like that, you're gonna get some weird fluctuations. Your engine's gonna run weird, so it's better to do it now while it's on the bench than put it back on the bike and chasing your tail. Like I said, there's a lot of little things on these carburetors that you gotta get right, and if you don't, it's you're on the interwebs checking people are giving you all these weird crazy ideas to try this, try that. You're saying that it's fuel related, and some jackhole from Wyoming is saying, nah, that sounds like it's ignition related, and then you're chasing your tail all over. You don't know if it's fuel, you don't know if it's electric, you don't know. So it's best to try and check and run through and do it while you're on the bench. So I'm gonna get a Scotch-Brite pad and this, and then that, and then I'll show you what the final product. Hopefully I can get this to go up and down rather easy. This rubber boot also feels pretty stiff like these. Like this one. So I don't know. Hopefully I can get it back together and use these, and I don't have to order parts and prolong this and prolong that. I mean, I already have to order parts, so let me see if I can get this. Yeah, it's kind of rough there. Yeah, we can clean it up a little bit better. So let's go ahead and do that. Got this one all cleaned up, back together. I did put the spring from this one in this carburetor. It feels a lot more, it feels a lot stronger. And now listen. That's how it's supposed to return. It's supposed to be automatic. Blowing it, go up, automatically comes right back down. Do it to the other side. And we got a set of carburetors ready to go back on the bike. So it goes wham, wham. Maybe not like that, but hopefully do some noises. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the carburetors back in. I was gonna go ahead and change out the regulator rectifier while I got all this wiring just kind of here, but I want to verify, make sure that my mind serves me correctly. So I'm going to throw these on, get the throttle linkages, hooker my bobbers up, get those all hooked up, and then get the get my auxiliary tank from over there over here with some gas in it. Oh yeah, okay. All right, put some gas in it because they ain't got no gas in it, and see if we can get this thing to make some noise. All right, so let me wrestle with this, and then I'll bring you back when I got all the rest of the stuff hooked up, ready to go. Maybe someday today I can get this thing to go.
One eternity later.
All right, carbs are on. They're tight. Fuel line or throttle lines hooked up, as you can hopefully hear it clicking. For some reason, these were a lot more of a pain in the butt than previous ones. I'm not sure why. I also have the fuel hooked up. There's a 98% chance that as soon as I turn this valve on, that it's going to leak somewhere. So I have some rags. I also have a screwdriver to tap, tap, tap. Hopefully the carburetors don't stick. But I don't have a good track record turning the fuel on. I always have a fuel leak somewhere. Maybe it's because I got like a hodgepodge of fuel lines all over the place, but that might be beside the point. Pay no attention to the man behind the green curtain. I like to put fuel with some oil in it, mix already. Some weed whacker fleet fuel or something. This bike hasn't been ran in a while, so the extra, not that it's going to start right this second, because I'm just getting there, you know what I mean? Getting to that point. But I like to put oil in the gas so it has a little lubrication when it starts to get going. I did check the oil. It does have oil, but still, everything is dry. So without further ado, let's turn the fuel on ever so slightly. And it usually takes a couple minutes. Oh, yep, already got a leak. Like I said, it's oh, yep, it's leaking from there. It's leaking right from the carburetor, right from the carburetor hookup. Let's see if I put this clamp on there, if that'll keep it tight enough. Anyways, you would think that I would go ahead and just buy a crap ton of fuel tubing, but I don't know the last time you guys bought fuel tubing. It's ridiculously expensive. So I just kind of save scraps and go from there, kind of thing. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep it from leaking again. We're gonna go ahead and give her the old heave ho again. Let's see, what do we got? Anything? Did it leak? Is it gonna leak? Oh, yep, carburetor over there's. Oh good Lord, yeah, oh yeah, she's leaking everywhere. Good, what the, how is it leaking? Where did that come from, I wonder? Wow. That was violent. Good thing I had. Where did that leak from? Good Lord, that. I don't know. Let's investigate. That acted like it came from the top. Where the hell did that come from? Let's give her some more juice, I guess, and see what it does. Where is it gonna leak from? It started dripping right out of the overflow. But then it, oh yeah, she's coming out of the overflow for sure. Oh, where's that coming from? That's coming, oh, it's coming straight out of that. Well, dang it, I might have screwed myself and used a set of carburetors. Why is it blowing fuel out of there? I've never seen fuel come out of there. Let me get you in here. See what the dealio. Oh, I know why it's an overflow for the overflow. Let me show you. All right, so when I let the fuel loose, it starts leaking out of here normally. That's the overflow. That's the normal overflow. But then this bad boy was leaking from this little guy right here. I've never seen those leak before. That's why it came straight down the carburetor, gushing down the carburetor. Never seen them leak from there. That's kind of crazy. But at least I know there's fuel in the carburetor. The bowl is full. So I can hook up my jumper and give her a whirl, see if we can get some pops and bangs, and obviously that's gonna have to be fixed. It's float height, I'm sure. It's probably too far. I did set them to 19, but if I flip them over and reverse it, and I did have to adjust one of them, so that might be the one that I adjusted. So let's get the jump pack hooked up. See if I can get this thing to turn over. I'm not even gonna check spark. I'm just gonna run it. I'm just gonna try it. If it doesn't pop off, well then I'll pull the spark plugs and check spark. My goal is just trying to get this thing to turn over, to pop over. That's the goal here. Jump pack hooked up. We got lights on the dash. I can see the neutral light. Let's see if she'll turn over. I got the spark plugs hooked up. I don't know. I got choke. Choke is now on. Uh-oh. Starter's hung up. Starter was hung up for some reason. That popped off like super quick. Okay. Still on. Oh, it's not on now. That's odd. Choke is still on. Oh boy. Oh, I get you up from here. The idle. I bench adjusted it. It was a little high. There we go. Wow. I gotta give it more gas. It's probably running out of gas. I forgot to tighten down the choke. That's wobbling all over the place. I'll turn the fuel down a little bit. I'm gonna get my multimeter so I can check that battery, see what the regulator rectifier is doing. It's running on its own. I know the battery is toast. Can't see that high. Yeah. That's saying 15 volts. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, it jumps way up to 19. Oh, it's that. It jumps way up to 19, so that thing is definitely not doing what it's supposed to. Ooh, that connection is even hot. I don't know how it's not popping that fuse. That's odd. Let's close that down before we overflow the carburetor and have a... Okay. It's running. Well, it's doing something. It's running. It sounded pretty good. I'll say that. Sounded nice. Again. But, regulator rectifier. So, regulator rectifier, the one that I have has 2 yellow lines coming out. Well, the one on the bike has 2 yellow lines. The one that I bought has 3 lines. But it still has the red and the green, positive, negative. So I think I'm going to have to do some research on that before I go and pop that thing, because those are $100. But at least I got my goal, hearing this thing run, which is kind of cool. Even though I probably still got to take the carburetors back off. But that's the stuff you run into when you're working on old bikes, when you're working on this kind of stuff. It's trial and error. It's put it together, fix it, take it back apart, try something else, do something else. It's definitely float height, I'm sure. Or maybe the vibration, let that seat sit. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. Lots more videos coming on this blue bike. It is nowhere near ready for the road. I got so much stuff to do on this, it's not funny. So, if you like this kind of stuff, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like always, till next time, thanks a lot. Give her the old push. I could feel air coming through there that time. Off. Yep, some more air bubbles. Just got more air than I thought.